If you're looking for a show where you have news from the 36 states of the Federation in the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria, you need look no further than this program. I'm Olumide Macaulay, and a warm welcome. We begin in the South-South, where Nigeria's former president, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, has advised Bayelsans not to be bothered by activities preceding the forthcoming December governorship elections in Bayelsa State, as the People's Democratic Party remains the dominant party in the state and is poised to win the contest. Dr. Jonathan was speaking at a crucial stakeholders interactive session following the spate of recent defections from the PDP to other political parties. And according to him, politics is a grassroots business, and the PDP controls the grassroots in Bayelsa State.
This meeting, held alongside a unity dinner, is with the aim of reassuring members of the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party that the Bayelsa State chapter of the party is intact and set to win the upcoming polls. Making his first public political appearance, former President Goodluck Jonathan describes himself as an ordinary citizen and declares his support for Governor Dickson to run for a second term in office.
The PDP in Bayelsa State is very strong. We are committed and we win our election. Today is to reassure our national leaders not to be perturbed. We are talking to ourselves where we need to woo them, where we need to talk to our brothers and sisters, we talk to them. Politics is all about building consensus. It's not a one-man business. And of course, I used to tell people that the issue of the governorship election that is coming up in Bayelsa State is beyond Dickson.
The Obibo Mikimiki of Opume Kingdom, His Royal Highness A.J. Turner, and Chief T.K.O. Okorete, and other notable Bayelsans also assured members of the National Working Committee of the party's strength and the marketability of Governor Dickson.
This one will win again.
For the acting national chairman of the party, Uche Secondus, the few cases of defections experienced in the party can be traced to those members who aren't used to being in the opposition.
We must have that kind of mindset and that mentality. And that probably must have informed our people who today have left for one reason or the other, is that not many of our people are ready to provide a very, very robust opposition to federal government. And I can tell you, it is good to be at this time to be in opposition.
For many here, the visit and words of encouragement indeed will re-energize the party, and they all now look forward to a transparent primary which is slated for later this month.
And we're going to stay with the politics in Bayelsa State. Our correspondent, Sheun Okinbaloye, our political correspondent, is here to give us more perspective on what's happening there now. It'll be the first time that President Goodluck Jonathan will be coming out in such a major way publicly, and it is for these December elections in Bayelsa. What do you think, what do you make of it? How much of an impact is going to have for the party and for the opposition?
Yeah, it's going to be significant. Don't forget that just after the elections, the result of the March elections, the presidential elections were announced, it dawned on the PDP that they're losing the center. And don't forget that that's the home state of the president, or the former president, that is. That was a state where he was a deputy governor. He became a governor before he became a vice president. That means he understands a lot. He's been, even before he became a deputy governor, he's been into politics before then, few years before he became a deputy governor. So he knows so much enough to understand the dynamics of the politics of that state.
Is that why you think he's so cocksure? He said that Bayelsa State is a foregone conclusion. It's a PDP state, and it's a grassroots state. From what you are saying now.
It is a PDP state, like everybody would say. From 1999, it's been controlled by the PDP. And, you know, this is the fourth time that we'll be seeing that major contention that PDP is having in Bayelsa State. If you look at Bayelsa State, it's one of the 6 South-South states that everybody will say conveniently that the PDP has controlled for several years. It's just some few years ago that we had Edo State taken by the opposition. We had Edo State seems to be, in fact, the only South-South state that has been fought and won by the opposition. But this time around, we're going to be seeing the power at the center being fought, the battle at the center being taken down to Bayelsa State. And so it's going to be a tough one. This contest will be tough in the sense that that's where the former president is from. He's lost election at the center. He knows how sad and how painful it is to lose an election. He's learned a lot from the 2015 general elections. Will he want to lose another election? Because that election for him will be a personal battle for him, because this was the party who beat him at the center. Will he allow them beat him again in his home state? He's not the governor, fine, but its party, which he led into that election, is in contention this time around. So it's really going to be a very tough one. He's going to stand for the party, and if you see his body language and the kind of assurance is coming from him, shows the kind of being resolute that we can ever see from the president right since he left office on May 29.